Hello guys, today we will be learning storytelling and framework for the storytelling. Okay, so start with most people fail at storytelling because they speak randomly. Good storytelling is not talent, it is a structure and a complete framework. You have to follow that framework. Okay, so if you know the structure, you can tell a story anytime. Okay, so I will explain one framework with you. You can use for videos, presentation, interviews, startups, or your personal stories that you share with the people. Okay, so the framework is here. The first is context. Okay, so you have to give the context to the people. Where are we and what is the current situation? Okay, so what is the current situation? And for example, I was preparing for an important exam and everything was going fine. So this is, you are giving the context here. Okay, so do not give history or explanation, just give the context. Okay, just place the listener in the movement. Okay, the second is desire. This is also important because what is wanted, what you wanted. Okay, so every story needs a goal. Okay, so answer, what did the person want, what you want. For example, I wanted to clear this exam and change my career and change my life and something. That was my want at that time. Okay, so if a story don't have desire, eh, people don't take interest in this story. Okay, so step 3 is the conflict. So what went wrong? This is heart of the storytelling, where people connect, where people take interest. Yes, what went wrong, then how we can how I have solved that problem, what stopped me. So conflict can be failure, rejection, fear, confusion, external pressure, or anything. So for example, 2 weeks before the exam, I was not feeling well, or I failed multiple mock tests, and I was not feeling confident. So many things can be there, but you have to add the conflict in it. Without conflict, your story feels very flat. Okay, so the fourth is decision. What choice was made? You had the conflict. Now, how you solved it? What choice you have made? This is where people takes learning from your story. Stories move forward only when a decision is made. So answer the question, what did you decide to do next? For example, instead of panicking, I stopped solving new questions. I started focusing on new frameworks. I started doing meditations, and then multiple things you can have. Okay, so this is where learning begins. Step 5 is result. Result is what changed after these all things. What is different now? So, for example, I didn't just improve my score. I changed how I study, how I see the things, how is my life at this moment. And so this changes can be mindset, changes can be understanding of the things, changes can be the clarity of your mind. So changes can be many. Okay, so this is the result. So why this frameworks works? Because context give you the orientation. Desire creates interest. So desire creates interest to the people who are listening to your story. Conflict create tension. Yes, the conflicts happen to you, and how you have solved that problem and many things that creates the tension. Decision shows your thinking, and result create the meaning to the story. So these all are important. So this matches how human brain naturally process. these stories. So common mistakes to avoid, like you are explaining too much your context, or you are explaining too much something. You are starting from your childhood. Well, so this will definitely not work. Or you are not giving the clear conflict, or you are just uh, telling your story in a flat way, or you are not giving the complete end. You are teaching instead of showing your story or telling your story. So these things you have to avoid. The final rule is, if you answer these three questions, if your story does not answer these three questions, it will fail. So you should have answer to all these questions. So first question is, what was the problem, what changed, and why does it matter? That is storytelling. So that is not art, this is not drama, it is a just complete structure, it is a complete framework you have to follow. Think about this, and this is in depth.